Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all of you. Before I start, I hope that all of you are sitting properly while watching our video presentations. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. My name is NORSHAFIKA binti Muhammad Noor as the first presenter. I would like to introduce my group members, which are Muhammad RASHDANI, HAWA NAJUA, NURIN IKMALA, and NURZUHA. We are from ED2498A. Our group will present about the current issues that related to information and communication technology in education. The title of our issues is Missing Campus Experience. Before I proceed with my presentation, I want all of you to watch this short video. While you are watching the video, I want you to remember the campus experience that you miss the most. Now, let's watch the video. Don't worry, this video does not have sound, so no need to check your sound. Okay, so based on this video, what was in your mind while you are watching this video? Do you miss your lecturer? Or do you miss your friends? Or do you miss the classroom environment? Or do you just not have anything to miss about the campus? It is okay. Whatever in your mind, this is also happened to the other students. As for me, I really miss the college and classroom environments, which I can be more focused on my study with that kind of environment. But why we as students need to miss our campus experience? Before I give the answer for that questions, I will explain first about the traditional learning. Basically, traditional learning is conducted offline, which take place in a classroom setting where students and educators are physically attending in the classroom. In addition, traditional learning also allows students to interact with one another and discuss with educators face to face. Students also can communicate with other students or ask questions personally. True traditional learning also helps students to learn from each other because they can easily meet and discuss with each other. Okay, now I will proceed with the next slide. Okay, nowadays, the traditional learning is no longer appropriate and need to shift with the online learning. This is the reason why these issues of missing campus experience occur. COVID-19 crisis happened around the world, brought changes in education for everyone's safety. Online learning is no longer an option, yet it is a must. Furthermore, this is one of the best solutions to ensure that education continues during the COVID-19 crisis. This crisis also has created a good opportunity for the government and opened their eyes to review the existing of online learning. According to Markova 2017, the use of information and communication (ICT) in institutions has become a huge phenomenon driven by online learning. Online learning is one of the educations that gains the popularity in the teaching and learning process. Okay, Ministry of Higher Education has announced that all teaching and learning process in campus will conduct through online, which take place over the internet. Through online learning, both students and educators are not physically present at the campus. Students must continue their studies at home through online and learn alone. The limitation of face-to-face communication in online learning makes students tend to learn by their own. Thus, this situation makes students and educators missing the campus experience. From the New Straits Times reported that some of the students missing to go to the library with their friends, missing for having group discussion, missing their lectures, and many more. In fact, students and educators are facing some difficulty in the teaching and learning process through online. That's all from me. My friends NURIN and ZUHA will continue with the challenges and ways to overcome the challenges in both students and educators' view of online learning. Then, my friends HAWA will explain about the advantages, disadvantages of online learning from both students and educators' view. Last part, my friends RASHDANI will share our opinion or experience about this online learning. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURIN IKMALA binti ZAINUDDIN. Okay, now I will proceed my group presentations with the challenges and how to overcome it from the lecturer's perspective. Firstly, it's about time-consuming resources. When the lecturers can no longer just stand in front of the class and teach, they have to rely on resources to do the job, and those take time for them to create it. Even the lecturer's verbal instruction will have to be translated into the clear, crystal written documents that all students can access and understand it. Is a bit like planning a relief lessons for a day off, with all the time that goes into the planning material for someone else to deliver. Lecturers end up thinking it would require less effort to just take the class yourself. So the ways to overcome this problem is the lecturers need to record their instructions and post it online. Is one of the ways to avoiding the hassle, although be aware that the technical dimension of this take time as well. Okay, secondly is the technical difficulties with online teaching tools. Not every home will always have a reliable internet connection or readily available device for lecturers to use. Most of the lecturers are actually digital native, as they are not that proficient when it comes to tackling unfamiliar software or using it in a responsible manner. Digital native is actually someone that not born in the technology era. So, an initial onboarding sessions for the student is therefore a good idea, and lecturers should consider giving their parents a brief orientation via email. As a lecturer also need to assess whether the students have reliable access to technology before even start the class. So, whatever systems that lecturers have in place just ensures that the lecturer also need to have a clear hotline where the students can report technical issues. That not to say lecturer will take on a full-time role in the IT support, because lecturer can't fix everything, but it will at the very least alert the lecturers to students who might need alternative arrangements. Thirdly is setting and forgetting the online learning activities. Students are not the only ones who might feel diminished accountability in a distance education setting. It can be a struggle for teachers or lecturers too. Stripped of the FaceTime and classroom environments that inform so much of the lecturer's job, it can be easy to revert to set and forget mode, assigning some work online and just hoping for the best. But lecture dedication to quality learning can go on the back burner in the face of such massive disruption. is a time when students need the lectures more than ever before, and it is the perfect opportunity to innovate and trying something new. So this is the only chance for the lecturers to try something that they had never used, such as the software of the Google Meet or Webex to teaching or conducting the online learning. Fourthly is the isolations. This means someone feels alone. Learning from home can be lonely without the boost of the classroom setting and the company of the students. It's no surprise that lecturers can begin to feel a strong sense of isolation that slowly eroded desire to teach. Not only lecturers, students as well can feel the isolation, as many students find will they miss the college's time when the alternative is to be desk bound at home. Isolations can also undermine many of the instructional strategy that we take for granted in the classroom. For example, group work, class discussion, and collaborative activity that can disappear for from the program entirely if we are not careful, and with them go to the associated level of students' engagement and rich learning that those experiences provide. Thankfully, there are few things that teacher can do to maintain the classroom dynamic and keep team personable in a digital environment, such as coordinate virtual group activities using chat such as WhatsApp or Telegram, and then discussions board or cloud tools for collaboration such as Google Meet or the Webex. And then as a lecturers also need to show your face and let the students hear your voice by using video or the audio recording. Don't let yourself as a lecturer to become a robot who only communicate via text. You as a lecturer also need to pay attention to the at risk of disengagement in particular. Not only that, the good thing is you need to schedule regular checks in with the students via email, chat, or any software if you have the capacity. This to make sure that you and the students not feel isolations in this process of online and teaching. Okay, lastly is a lack of motivations in the online learning. As hard as distance teaching might be for the students, it is likely even harder for the lecturers too. Be lecturers also wife or husband, father or mother, son or daughter on the same time is really hard work to do. This made the lecturers become stressed due to overwork. They have gone from classroom explicitly designed to support learning to bedrooms and the kitchen table where distractions are plentiful and expert support is not always on hand. It's no surprise that more than a few will be tempted to option out. Clear, measurable goals are the best source of motivations. As a lecturer, set them regularly so that every work class can manage easily and students will have something to focus on. Instead of just setting an open-ended task and leaving to the student, as can be the temptations when the lecturers are not in the same room. Lecturers actually need to clearly specify the time students should spend on the task, a measurable or quantifiable outcome such as each person's need to find the fact on X, then a means of accountability such as this need to be onto our shared platform so that everyone else can see, and lastly a due date. Lecturers might consider gaming applications and programs as another way to increase motivation, not only for them but also for the students' sake, particularly in the younger year. These are explicitly designed for the students engagement in independent environment, so it removes a lot of the hassle. Also, as a lecturers, don't forget that parents can be your biggest asset when it comes to maintain students' motivation at home. It pays to get them on site. Remember that as a lecturers, you need to motivate yourself first before you started to motivate your students. Good lecturers can face this hardship together with the student. So, all the challenges in the online learning can have the good overcome.
Hi everyone, my name is NURZUHA Binti Ibrahim. So I will explain about challenges that students face through online learning. First, technical difficulties where they need to install all the application in their laptop. Because of that, they need a strong internet connection. And students have a lack of internet connection because the area and it's not enough in their money. Because of that, not all students can join online learning. Limited equipment makes students have issues on the online learning. Some family or some students, they need to share their laptop or other equipment with their siblings. For example, laptop, Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi, when all their siblings use the same Wi-Fi, is a possibility to have a lack of the internet connections to join all the online class of freedom lake and then conducive place. Some students have the problem with the conducive place because not all students have the comfortable house where some students have the many siblings, almost 5 or 8. So this is not easy to find the comfortable place to focus on the learning. Second is difficult to make discussions. Online learning is very difficult to make discussion. First, it's not easy to build a rapport through online learning because most of the students are not open their video and some students are shy to open their audio. So that it's not easy to build a rapport with the lecturers and the classmates. Online learning and also make students get inadequate information because of why? Because of the lack of the internet. Some students have misunderstood what lecturers say through through the online learning, whereas video conferencing, because of the lack of the internet, this sounds like zzz, zzz, zzz. So it's difficult for the whole lesson in the online class. Difficult to focus on learning. Even though we in a classroom it's difficult to focus. So do you think online learning is easy to focus? Actually, online learning is more difficult to focus because of the house surround and also student difficult to focus on online learning because there is no punishment or reward directly from the lecture. Third, no time for online training. When some students waste time do nothing rather than do something. It's not easily to manage time at home because of home routine with the management in the study. And also, at home, there is no motivator to motivate ourselves. But in the campus, we have friends, lecturers, and when we see other people learning and studying, we have motivation to do the same thing. No physical limitation at home, where we can do everything. We can watch television while online learning. We can sleep while online learning. So it's difficult to students to focus on the online learning for almost 1 hour to 2 hours per day. So how to overcome the issues that students face in online learning? First, asking for commitment from family. Before they start the online learning, they need to tell their parents and other siblings that I have online learning in that time from when to when. Second, always make a note to remind themselves or ourselves to always remind that they need to submit the task, that they have a class. Prepare more equipment is very important in online class. We need to prepare on handphone and also the laptop because some areas they are more easily to make video conferencing through handphone. because handphone use really strong internet connection rather than laptop. Always discuss with the lecturer and students or their classmates to use easy medium for discussion, like example WhatsApp, Telegram, and any medium that can use medium internet connection. Students also need to asking for financial assistance, where actually when some people think that online learning is easy at home, but actually it's not. Adequacy financial to support their internet connection. But in online learning, it's actually use a lot of money because we need to buy strong internet connection that's almost hundreds per month rather than we stay at the campus, because campus already prepared for all students for free Wi-Fi. Students also need frequently asking questions when online learning with the lecturers or other classmates, because when you are frequently asking questions, you are not left behind. So you always update and remind yourself this is actually important. What actually important? When to submit all the assignments and the tasks. And also, it's very important to focus on online learning is the place to focus what you are actually learning for every day for one semester. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURZUHA binti Muhammad FADZIL. So today I will present about advantage and disadvantage of educator and student view. Advantage of the student view. The first one is potential cost saving. The expenses of going to college is one of the biggest reasons aspiring students to hold their degree. Online courses are often a more affordable way for the students to earn a degree, helping to save money in a variety of ways. These potential savings are always in the form of tuitions, and also can reductions in a variety of expenses, which is travel, print book, buying books, and should also be taken into account when considered the overall implements in installing selected e-learning solutions. Second is location independent. Learning enhanced by online technologies follow the principle of anywhere and anytime. Personal and flexible are the leading keywords when we think about online-based learning. Students can choose when to attend to a particular study units and can usually personalize their learning schedules to a large extent. Next is disadvantage. The first one is lack of peers interaction. Through many online classes encourage collaborations through group projects and forums, students may feel isolated from their peers when not sharing the same physical space. One of the biggest disadvantages of online course is missing out on the social elements of going to class. Sometimes, just seeing classmates and chatting for a few minutes before a lecture can be important in social outlets. It's not ideal for a student to sit alone with their computer through their entire degree program. Second is fewer networking opportunity. The lack of in-person interaction can extend beyond friendships and into a territory of professional networking. Oftentimes, the relationship students build with peers and instructors in the classroom can be a step to help them to their next job.
Furthermore, the developments of ICT and decreasing price of personal computers, laptops, smartphones, tablets, and other devices, there is still quite a considered imbalance among students as far as material equipment and internet connection is concerned. Also, even when appropriate technology are present and available, students may lack knowledge and skill to use this technology in their study experience. Next is advantage and disadvantage of online learning based on educator view. The first advantage is easily share information and collaborate on projects. Online technology provide great help for educators in the process of setting up their instruction modules. A wide variety of freely available online tools can now be used by educators to create study material of different modalities and purpose, ranging from standard text-based document to a various image file, interactive module, and multimedia preparation. Second is easily to monitor students. Educators have started to benefit for various forms of learning analytics and student monitoring. They may observe student activities in various study modules, display access, success correlation, and are typically offer advanced grading statistics and measurement. Disadvantage of online learning. The first one is need right tools and support for online learning. Online technology cannot be applied to every single learning situation in a similar manner. In some cases, using online tools may even hinder learning. There are cases where face-to-face instruction is essential or where learning is interconnected with a workplace environment. If practical skill form the focus of instruction, e-learning tools may only be a limited use. Field in which the implement of online learning technologies might be quite challenging further include various types of practical laboratory and medical training. Second is insufficient knowledge and skill in technology. Educators struggle with a basic technical issue, rather exploring the particular technologies to the best possible advantage of their learners. Educators often lack appropriate guide and training on strict technical as well as methodology issues, how to use a tools and what benefits they will bring to the classroom. Many educators hold strong negative attitudes toward ICT in general and show no interest in any possible application where to use online tools would greatly enhance the teaching as well as learning experience.
Assalamualaikum. Dani is here. Okay, for my part, I will present about opinion and experience in online opinion and experience based on this issue we have choose. Okay, issue COVID-19 arise in Malaysia. Ministry of Education Malaysia asked for all school and university to close in March. At the first place, Ministry of Higher Education has stated that the university students will go back to the campus in October sessions, but the plan was changed since COVID-19 arises again. So the university students should do an online learning again since the COVID-19 arises in the end of the September. So learning style during pandemic from primary, secondary, college, and university are all in online learning. So this is the new things that happen in our country that we should take. Okay, change in learning style can affect many people. Okay, for example, for parents, parents uh, will become a guidance for their child to in home to make sure that the students to join the online learning. So this is the responsibility of parents to guide their children. For the teacher and lecturer, the effect is teacher and lecturer teacher and lecturer usually are more comfortable to the traditional teaching. But in Malaysia nowadays are changed. Teacher and lecturer need to be prepared to need to be prepared for the material that they use in online learning. For examples, before this we have practical sessions, right? So actually we have faced all the things actually. We online learning is sometimes it's really hard sometimes it's really hard to guide the student in online learning, right? So that is our new experience that we have faced previously. The effect for the students is students usually are more like the traditional learning because they are more comfortable with traditional learning. But today, students need to face the online learning itself. They maybe feel guilty and not comfortable because they need to adapt. They need to adapt with the situations, what happened in the world just now, especially to Malaysia. So, based on our experience from our practical sessions, actually, we need to always be prepared because online learning need a lot of preparations, such as for money, we need to prepare for our money, for the environments, equipment like laptop, PC, environments like home environments. We need to prepare for that. Also, our mental, emotion, and also energy. So that's the important part that we need to be prepared. Okay, next. From the New Straits Times reported in June, university students in Malaysia missing the campus experience. It's been a long time for them are not going back to the campus. If you are noticed, we are from March until now. It almost 1 year that we are not going to the campus. So that's why the students are missing. Actually, we are missing the interactions between lecturer and student and student. Okay, needs to feel the environments. Make some students feel missed and sight with what is going on. So there are some students feel miss the environment because the situations are not same. They just doing their work in a home. After that, pass to the lecturer. After that, send to the lecturer. Just something like that. So the thing is, why university student missing the campus? Because mostly university students in Malaysia like the traditional learning compared to the online learning. We almost 19 years old to study in traditional learning. So we are habitually comfortable with the traditional learning. So this is the new things that we need to face in order to in order in order to in order in order to us in order for us to learn something from the lecturer. Home environment is not same with the campus. So next some student will feel stress in online learning. Yeah, because different people have a different social class. Maybe there are some there their home are not comfortable to do an online learning, maybe because their brother annoy noise during online learning. So it will it will make some students feel stressed in online learning. So at the end of the day, they will be depressed. So there is will become one issue that we should take a look. Okay. Next, for example, what happened when the student depressed? Okay, this is example that I have seen in YouTube. Effect online learning in other country. Okay, actually this is from if I'm not mistaken from Sulawesi, Indonesia. Okay, depresi karena belajar online. Belajar akhiri hidupnya dengan meminum racun serangga di rumahnya. So as you can see here, actually the environments are really important in order to do an online learning. So we, as university students, should take a look on this issue, because this is one of the important issue that we don't know. We don't want this is happen in our country, right? So from our group, this is our opinions on how to do an online learning. Even though we are missing the campus, but we need to take a look on some issue that will happen if we are not noticed about this. Okay. The first one is get a positive advice from family member and friends. Okay, this is one of the important things that we need to do in order to do an online learning. Okay, we need to get a positive advice from family member and friends. Why we need to get a positive advice? Because we need to have we need to feel motivated from the people that close among us, so that we will feel energetic to do an online learning. Next is prepared conducive place. As we know, environments are really important in order to enhance our mood to do an online learning. So as a students, university student, we need to prepare the conducive place in order for us to do a job or to do a task in online learning. Next is ask questions to lecturer once not understand. Okay, this is also one of the important thing that we should take uh, when we are not understand. We don't need to just let yourself, I don't want to know about it. No, it will become a burden for you on the other day. So from our group, from our group opinion that we should ask the lecturer once you not understand, because on the other day you will affect on that. Okay. Next is keep in touch with your friends. Okay, this is for example for those who are shy to ask with their lecturer. So just keep in touch with your friends. Get a help from your friend once you are shy to ask your friends to ask your lecturer. So you may get a help from your friends. Next is think positive and assume this is a challenges. Based on our based on our survey about this issue, we as a university student should think positive and assume this online learning are challenges to us. Because why? We will grow when we face the challenges. We will not grow when we get something easily. So take this one as the challenges. Next is being flexible in time and so on. As a students, we don't need to push ourselves to do the task on the right time. We need to arrange the time, your timetable by yourself, so you will not stress. You will not get stressed and depressed. Next, and the last will be the last one, is manage yourself and take responsibility. As the students, university students, we should manage ourselves on how we handle something, and take responsibility is for we as the students, university students, should take responsibility to learn, to learn, to relearn if we are not understand. So these are the least opinion that we have discussed among our groups. So hopefully you all enjoy, and that's all from me. Thank you.